Have you ever felt like learning a new skill as an adult is just trying to run uphill through mud? You are so not alone. But what if I told you the problem isn't you, it's how you're trying to learn? Today, we are going to dive into adult learning theory and completely rewire how you learn, making it effective and, actually fun again. So, let's just get right to it. The big, frustrating question we all have. Why does learning feel so much harder once you're an adult, right? You've got the motivation, you have the desire, but sitting down to learn, say, a new language or a new software, can feel like an absolute battle.
Okay, but here's the good news, and this is the part that for me was a total game changer. It's not you. Seriously, you haven't lost your ability to learn. The issue is almost always the method. We're trying to solve this adult learning puzzle using the pieces from our childhood, and they just don't fit.
And that really is the heart of the problem. We spend our adult lives trying to learn with the same strategies that worked in grade school. But our brains, they've had a massive software update since then. It's like trying to run the latest app on a computer from the 90s. It's just not going to work.
So, let's really get into the difference between how kids and adults learn by looking at this one key concept: andragogy. Now, that might be a new word for you, but it's basically the science of adult learning. And it's the polar opposite of pedagogy, which is how we teach children. Understanding this one little distinction, well, it's the key to unlocking everything.
Let's think about it like this. Pedagogy, for kids, kind of treats the mind like an empty cup, and the teacher's job is just to pour knowledge into it. But andragogy, it sees the adult learner as a builder. You already have this huge foundation of experience. You just need the right blueprint and the right tools to build something new on top of it. I mean, what a totally different way to look at it, right?
Okay, so let's dive into it. What are those tools? What does that blueprint actually look like? Well, it all boils down to three fundamental pillars that basically govern how our adult minds absorb and hold on to new information.
So the first pillar is self-direction. I mean, let's be real. As adults, we don't really like being told what to do. We want autonomy. And that's exactly why effective learning has to put us in the driver's seat. We need to be the ones who choose what we learn, when we learn it, and how we're going to go about it. And this quote it hits the nail on the head. We're not looking for a lecturer to just dictate a bunch of facts at us. What we want is a guide, a partner, or a resource that can point us in the right direction and kind of work with us on our own learning journey. Pillar number 2 is experience. And this is your superpower. I'm serious. You have decades of life experience to pull from. And for any new information to actually stick in your brain, it has to connect to something you already know. It needs an anchor, a hook to hang on to in your mind.
This just says it all, doesn't it? You're never starting from scratch. Every new idea, every new concept, it has to be linked to what's already there. That is how our brains build those strong, lasting connections that make learning stick.
And our final pillar? Relevance. Just think about it for a second. Are you more motivated to learn something just in case you might need it someday? Or are you motivated to learn it just in time to solve a problem you have right now? Yeah, for adults, it's just in time, every time. The learning has to have immediate, practical value.
All right, so that's all the theory. Now for the fun part. Let's turn all this into an actual practical playbook that you can start using like today. Here it is, your 3-step playbook. First up, define your why. Don't just say, I want to learn Python. Get specific. I want to learn Python so I can automate these boring weekly reports at work. See? That's a real why. Second, connect to experience. So as you're learning about, say, for loops in Python, you might think, oh, this is kind of like when I used to make macros in Excel to repeat a task. You're anchoring the new idea to an old one. And third, and this is probably the most important one, apply it fast. Don't just read about it. Write a tiny script. Use that new knowledge within 72 hours. Do something with it. This right here, this is the crucial mindset shift. We need to stop collecting knowledge like we're just piling up a bunch of facts. We got to start applying it. The goal is no longer just to know something new. The goal is to be able to do something new.
And this is where you take back control. Seriously, just by understanding these principles, you can completely transform the way you learn. Your next chapter of personal growth, it starts right now by deciding to learn like the adult you actually are.
So let's do a super quick recap of the big takeaways. First, your adult brain is a huge advantage, not a weakness. So embrace that need for self-direction. Use your life experience as a superpower. It's the foundation for everything. Focus on learning things that are going to solve a problem for you today.
And most importantly, remember that learning isn't a passive thing, it's an active skill. You gotta practice it.
So I'll leave you with this question. You have the blueprint now. You have the tools for effective adult learning. The only thing left to decide is, what incredible new skill, what fascinating new subject are you going to master next?